Okay, first of all, let's talk about the observation. How do you, I mean, I know you've been a coach, so you probably know the answer, right?
Mhm.
But we're still human. When we're cut, we bleed. So how did you really coach yourself into that, or what was that process of being an observer and then being in the process of observing, seeing him still as a human being?
Yes, yes. So it's a great question, and the answer to that question, I'd actually have to go back 5 years and then to go forward. So just briefly, around the 5-year mark, because of my husband's, loose relationship with the truth over the years, there was a
Mm.
time where he was threatening divorce, halfway
Mm.
into our marriage. And, this kind of back and forth kind of scare tactics, or so it felt. And I remember praying to God and
Mm.
and saying, what am I supposed to do? Like I can't do this anymore. This tension and the arguments out of nowhere. And rather than praying for my marriage, which I had done in all of the years
Mm.
prior, I actually decided to, what I call, anchor myself,
Mm.
to ground myself to my own being, my own self-worth, my own self-love, and
Right.
understand my connection to God. And so every time my husband would kind of throw these curveballs at me, that I wasn't so swayed and affected and like the world is ending. Like I was anchored to me, I was anchored to God, I was anchored to truth, I was anchored to love.
Yeah.
And it was really a shift in how I saw myself in
Mhm.
regards to my relationship and in the world. Really, I just felt so clear, so true to who I am. And so in that moment, 10 years, in the marriage and finding out
Right.
finally the definitive truth, here I am anchored to myself, knowing how much I value truth, how much I value um, what is truly important in the world to me, and that is living, and being an honest, truthful individual. And so I could look at the situation and say, okay, I now have truth,
Yep.
right? What else
Mhm.
gets to be true, right? Who am I at the end of the day in relationship to a person, another human? Do I really get to be the person that preaches love and compassion and all this? But yet here I am handed an opportunity to be compassionate, but yet I'm unable to do that. And so I really got to be with myself and say, okay, what does compassion look like? Try it on. Like we've been suspecting this for 10 years, right? This
Yeah.
is not a new concept.
Right.
It's just a new moment. And
Yeah.
like and I think one of the most empowering pieces for me is being able to love myself so much I could be with all my own stuff and know that I'm not perfect. And I also got to be with the narrative of his own life and him growing up. And
Yeah.
like he absolutely is not perfect. And also I could see how someone with this upbringing would do something like this.